to join me live. So if I'm going to give you guys all a second to get here, get on board, all that good stuff. Let me open it up as well so I can see the live stream. Again, a reminder, this month we are, hey Bat Scientist, we are in October Breast Cancer Awareness. So please, please, please remind everyone that you know, everyone that you love, all the ladies out there, even men too, you could be surprised, that please check themselves. It can take just a couple minutes to save a life. My friend unfortunately did pass away from her battle of breast cancer recently, just over the past week, and it's very devastating to know that these things can be prevented. So please remind everyone that you know, hey, it's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Please be diligent. All right, so you guys do see my list here. I do provide this every single morning. I am live on Ticker Talker in the mornings creating my list. And oh, Asif, wait until you see the video. You'll see it'll be a good one. So check it out. Tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Eastern, the video all about my car almost getting stolen. Not fun. So anyways, I do create this every single morning live. If you guys want to subscribe to it, it is available on my website. Discount code for 20% off if you use Investor right here. And look at how, if you guys were on my live stream yesterday, what was my target? Do you guys remember? 122.50, right? For this upward trend. Well, guess what? I was off by $1.10. That's okay, right? If you guys were in on it, we were right down here. We are definitely breaking out that trend from below for Apple. But let's look at the indexes as a whole right now, right? So this is quite a parabolic move, right? On the SPY that we had, and this is just squeezing those shorts, right? Let's look. You guys know I do check the daily short volume. So let's check and see how many people were short the SPY thinking that they wanted to peg the top. And happy Thanksgiving to all my Canadian followers out there. So look at this. This looks like a nice V-shaped recovery, kind of like what we saw in March, right? We had 70% short. 20 million were short. Ouch for those 20 million. Look, we haven't even traded 20 million today. Only 19.4 million. We might even squeeze up and fill this gap. 350, 450. That is a possibility, right? We might be heading right up here, really, to squeeze those shorts. Let me get rid of this trend line. We don't need that right there. And on the, let's get rid of all these lines. It's a little bit more difficult to see. We are a bit overextended, but we're still riding the moving averages right on up, right? If it were to pull back, hey, even if it pulls back to 349.60, we are still in that upward trend and upward motion. I know, Bat Scientists, you are loving this. You are a SPY trading master. I know you are loving this. Let me just get rid of the background there. And it is moving up nicely. Look, we'll test the high here, potentially from September 1st, and then we might have that gap up right here. Who knows? I have no idea what's going on in the news. Was there a stimulus agreement? Is that what this is? Is that what this is all about? Or is this something completely different? Let's see if I can change this so that the color's a little bit better. There, that's a little bit better, right? And so now let's draw a little upward channel over here as well. S&P 500 rocking to the moon, right? We are just rocking away. It's quite a steep, let's go right here. So right for this day. It's quite a steep incline. So we are outside the bounds here. Might see it pull back down to 350.70 for today. We could even see it pull all the way back down to 343. And you know what? We would still be in that upward channel, right? So do not be surprised if we have, Pelosi's not agreeing to Trump's new stimulus plan, and maybe we have some dark pool activity. We do see that some volume is dropping off right now as we're surging higher. I'm not saying short it. I'm not saying that by any means. Just checking, hey, we're testing the high over here, 352.71. Will we get there, or is 352.50 the max that they want to take it today? 51. All right, maybe it's going to have a bit more of a pullback right here. And again, we could pull all the way back down here, 341. Wouldn't be such a bad thing for a nice entry later on. Also, the Qs. Let's check out the Qs. Nice, ASIF, congratulations. So the Qs, I was drawing these trend lines yesterday when we were live. And let's adjust this channel. Let's get rid of this downward one because we are definitely not in a downward one anymore. And October is looking like a nice move to the upside. This looks a little bit more controlled right here. We are testing the upper bounds for the Qs right now. And we might see a bit of a pullback there on our 45-minute chart, 282-ish, maybe 284. Remember, that is going to be the retracement. That is not I'm definitely going to look at Microsoft, and I will add Fastly for you. I love looking at Apple and Microsoft. Well, I already touched on Apple, so we'll look at Microsoft as well. So here we have it testing the upward bound of this channel. Here we had that happen, and look at where we ended up the day prior, all the way down at the 20 simple moving average. Do I think we're going to come all the way back down here? Potentially not. I don't think that it's going to be quite that much of a pullback. Maybe down here to 282 area, which you can see over here on the 45-minute chart as well. So we did talk about Apple already. Let's look at Microsoft. So Apple, Microsoft, the indexes all were showing this upside down head and shoulders on the chart over here. As we open up, Microsoft is surging higher. We are just outside of those bounds as well. So we're really looking overbought on the stochastics, a bit overbought with the price action. Doesn't mean sell everything right now. A lot of the prices seem to be stalling somewhat. 291.93. If you haven't read Reminiscence of a Stock Operator, that last eighth can be the most expensive in the world, which we are hitting right now, 87. So keep that in mind. If you're going for that round dollar, sometimes you will not always get there, right? So Microsoft really pulling them up. A lot of the tech stocks, pretty much, it seems like, let's go here. It seems like everything is really green on the day. Is there anything that's even red on the day? Pretty much this whole heat map for the market is red. Oh, okay, Nike's a little down, AT&T is down, IBM is down, Visa, MasterCard. I forgot to show you this yesterday, guys. So one that I like as a potential longer term swing as well, I realized I mentioned it, but I didn't go over it, is iPay. iPay as well. So let's go to ETF database, iPay. When we look at the online sector, we have definitely moved a bit more to the online sector, and this is one that I like as a longer term holding with potential to move forward. I, disclaimer, have some. And so looking at this, we could have a bigger move because look at what the stocks are that are in it. Why didn't it open up the holdings for me? We have Square, we have PayPal. I don't know what Fiserv is. I'll do some research on that. Fidelity, National Information Services, MasterCard, Visa, American Express. All of these are really seeing a large amount of online traffic, right? If you are buying, you're usually using a debit card that's a Visa or MasterCard or a credit card. And so that's going to generate a lot of revenue sales. Now it's looking a little bit overextended. It could pull back to 57 over here, might even pull back to 56 in a nice upward trend, right? And let's create a channel over here. So it's pretty steep. We're outside of it right now. I wouldn't be surprised if it were to come back to 56.75, 56.80 area. You can see that it has bounced off of that 50 simple moving average fairly nicely over here to the upside, and it's a little extended right now, but this might be a nice longer term one. If we go back and look at this, let's see what our history is for 5 years. Came all the way down to 30 and now we're up to 56. This has just been growing exponentially, and as online sales happen, this might be a large one to move forward with the online sector. You know, who knows, maybe this would end up being really, really big later on. Maybe they would do splits, I have no idea. But if everybody is buying online, how are you paying for it, right? You have to pay for it somehow. So that means that those online pay sources are going to likely be increasing with their revenue, with their fees, right? Instead of people paying cash. A lot of people, even when you pay via your cell phone, right? You're tapping. So that's something that's interesting. This one I found really interesting. And I'm going to even do this over here, like this. There's that channel to the upside on the weekly. So maybe even up to 60 before we see 62, before we see a pullback, and then come back down and test over here at 56. It could be completely irrational and squeeze the shorts because we are breaking out to the upside now. All right, back to the original, back to the list, right? So you guys see, I do create the list. I'll explain a little bit more for you. I have that support and that resistance. If it breaks from the support, there might be a momentum trade to the short side. If it breaks the resistance, and it needs to have volume either direction, I could have a trade to the long side. So for today, we had Apple, Peloton, Twilio, Peloton, Workhorse, and Tesla, right? For the potential longs. So Twilio, did we have that nice break above? Yes, we did. It broke up. It did not break the resistance though. It's sort of gone sideways. Peloton, I've been considering getting a Peloton. So seeing that and thinking, hey, you know what? But look at the volume as we are increasing. The volume is descending on that daily chart. We've got the daily and the weekly over here. Bit overextended, could pull back. Has it really pulled back? The only time it really pulled back was in August to that 8 EMA back down here. Ever since then, it's been riding the 4 EMA on the weekly chart. So 115, which would be roughly over here, that would be my potential entry. It's looking a little extended to me, and the volume is really dropping off. So when you start to see that volume descending and the price is going up, sometimes that can indicate that there will be a reversal, right? It doesn't guarantee anything. Now, if we have a massive volume day and we drop below that candlestick, oh, nice, Asif. I'll have to check it out. I'll have to catch up with Dan over at TrendSpider. Workhorse as well. Crazy, crazy day. Potentially had some bag holders from back over here that got out today and brought it back down. But it did have a nice trade from 28.50 on up to 30.50. So nice $2 move there. Tesla today. So Tesla had a doji day, a little bit of to the upside, and I'm going to adjust this candlestick. Let's see. I don't know why it's... Oh, it wants to draw for me. Let's see here. No, I actually like that. I'll leave it like that. So we are just outside the bounds. This might have a bit of a pullback right back here before we surge forward. Now remember as well with Apple, they have their big announcement coming out this week. Sometimes it will be a big run up only to have a pullback and then a resurgence when they have the news about their latest iPhones that are coming out. PCG was on the short list today and it closed the gap pretty much to the upside right there. Came and closed the gap, said, hey, if this, and that's what I mean. If these trade setups that I present on the watch list happen to break above that bullish above, then you know what? It's not a short. The momentum is showing that it's a long trade for the day. So don't be stubborn. Be prepared both ways and trade it for profits, right? Hi, Samuel. Yeah, Asif, you know what? I did speak to Dan at Flowtrade, and he explained that one to me a little bit, but I don't have that on my chart right now. CCL, bit more of a pull down right here, coming back down to the 20 simple moving average, starting to curl back over again after earnings, right? Negative 149. So might have more of a downside here. They brought it up. Maybe somebody knew something, getting in here, running it up, and then only selling it right there. Huya as well was a potential short, and yes, once it broke down here, we had a nice run back down to 22.94. We are almost testing that low of the day, so that might be of interest. Look at what else is right there at that moving average, 22.93. You guys can see that these moving averages do work. If you want to learn more about them and more about trading around the dark pools, come on over to thedarkpools.com and learn all about the training pit. That is where I teach twice a week. We do have 4 different teachers there, and a great place to get your feet wet with the dark pools, as well as if you are brand new to trading or you want to reset your trading around the dark pools. All right, AT&T had a big down day today. Not sure what the news is. I don't really care what the news is. In fact, today I was talking about trading around the news. I want you guys to answer in the chat. Do you guys trade the news? Yes or no? Who trades the news? All right, we also have JKS today. Had a nice retracement back down, been a bit extended, nice retracement back down, and then it surged higher. No Arky, nice. All right, and Fastly for Kyle. All right, so Fastly had a nice move. We talked about this one a couple days ago though. And look at how it held that 124.50 as a support level, right? This was on my watch list on Friday. It bounced off of that price range and surged higher, and it's respecting it again today. The buyers are stepping in. Yes. No, it's not the best to pay attention to those news. Many times it will almost be just the opposite of what the really big guys want you to do. So let's reposition this. And for the long trade potential move above 129.50, and for that short trade, if it could break below 124, right over here. Put it right here. Break right down here, then potential trade down to 123. And then down to 121.50 right there. I believe that it is a bit manipulative as well, Mark. I do. That it's not always the true picture. All right, so do you guys have anything that you would like to see on the charts that you guys would like to talk about? We did some great ones today. And I also have the contest that I am putting up for the, let me grab it over here. I will pull it up. It's on, I will put it in the chat below. I just created it yesterday. It's going to end December 31st. And it is for the day trading quick start guide. They sent me a copy to give to you guys, or to give to the winner, to give to the winner for free. So you guys can enter it. And I'm just going to, it's on my video from yesterday, and I will put the link in this one too. So make sure that you fill out for that video. Okay, so CRM had this nice breakout of this channel here. I'm going to adjust it right here. It's pretty much, it broke, right? It keeps breaking the channels. It's broken right here. That was the former high, and if it could come back down, it tested it today, and then it ran up even more from there. Can you do true for the November 20th? I'm not sure that I understand your question. All right, so let's draw a channel actually over here. CRM is rocking to the upside as well. I like that channel. And it looks like we are completely outside of it the past 2 days. Right? Maybe we'll extend it out just a bit more. It's right here. And yeah, that looks better. So we might have a movement up to potentially 274.20. You can see also on the daily chart that there was a lot of selling power up there. So we might bring that target down to 273, and then all you see is an HRC on CRM. On the shorter time frame, you see this H, is that what you're talking about? I see a bit of a U, like it wants to come up and test 280 over here. Yes, on the shorter time frame. However, look, Mark, look at how it's really respecting this moving average. It came down, there was buyers that stepped in, came down, buyers that stepped in, and buyers stepped in right at that moving average, right? And in fact, look at the second highest volume candlestick. It was right here, middle of the day, buyers were stepping in, right? So there was volume that was stepping into it right there in the middle of the day. All right, and true. Let's go back here. Maybe, you know what I should do? I should do it on this one. This is the one I need to hit to get you guys that link so you guys can apply for anyone that wants the book, or wants a chance, I should say, to win the book. There we go. All right. That was the 50 simple moving average, Mark. Okay, so true. True is dancing around this 425 EMA right here, Samuel. And if it breaks below, I would put my bear hat on for a potential bear trade down to 491 over here. This looks like every time that it comes up, it has a spike, right? It's selling a bit. And it spiked up above for a couple days, and then look at what happened. Looks like sellers came in right here, and we are just below that on the 15-minute time frame. And we're not below the lowest yeah, we are below the highest volume from yesterday. On the 15-minute chart, it looks like it's showing a bit oversold. Might have a bit bounce up here to that 524 area. If it could break this trend line with high volume, that would be nice. Maybe that's what this attempt was. But right now, we are right back below that trend line. Let's check out WIMI. All right, so WIMI, ooh, nice volume today. Looks like it's testing a former resistance, actually. A former support as a resistance right now, and almost hitting the 50 simple moving average on the daily. So as exciting as that 15-minute chart looks, you have to look at that big picture. You have to look at it and see, all right, yes, this is super exciting. Oh my goodness, it's already up 26% on the day. But if we look back in the past, we are hitting a former support, which really acted as a resistance as well. Let's zoom in just like this, right? It was support here, and now boom, brick wall resistance today. I would really be surprised if this closes above this price right here today. I would be shocked almost. You can see how when it came up to it, some power, some volume came into it. And right here, more volume came into it. It is decreasing as it's going up, right? Let's pull it down to a smaller time frame and see if we can even look and see if there's more selling coming into it. Look, the first time it came to this price range, more volume, right? It tested it and it pulled back. Now it's testing it. Are we going to have big volume come into it? It's looking a little overbought on this small time frame, right? But this might be an entry for a potential drop down because most of this volume right here is above it, right? And that's at 693. I would be shocked if this closes above 7 today, honestly. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to run because I am going to be on Ticker Tacker in just a couple minutes. So have an amazing afternoon. I will see you all tomorrow. Make sure that you click on that link to win the day trading quick start guide if you have an interest in reading it. So far, I've enjoyed what I've read so far. I'm about halfway through, and I will be posting up the review soon, and on November 1st I will be announcing the winner. All right, see you guys tomorrow at 12:15.